this tutorial, we're going to be going over how to make a cart abandonment placement in the Maximize Revenue from Sales and Promotions campaign. So when you first log into your account, this is what it'll look like. We're going to go ahead and click into the site here. And for this example, because we're doing a cart abandonment, we're going to go into the cart abandonment placement here. If there isn't one already made, you would just go ahead and make one up here. So I'm going to click into that, and then I'm going to go ahead and check the settings just to make sure everything looks how it's supposed to. So we do want it to display on a site abandonment. We want the mobile back button turned on, mobile browser tab button turned on, and then also the mobile exit scroll turned on with the scroll percentage up to 20%. And then we also want to check close on overlay click. After that, everything else looks good how I want it to, so I'm going to go ahead and click next. And this is where you can choose where you want it to display. So for this example, because it is a cart abandonment, we do want it to show on select pages, only pages that contain the cart. If you wanted to be more of a site-wide abandonment, you could have it show on all pages, but for this example, we're just going to do a cart abandonment here. Frequency we want set to once per session. And then the next thing is you're going to set the goal for the placement. So for this example, we have the sale as the conversion event. So I'm going to go ahead and update this here. And now the template that we're going to be using today is the countdown left image. So we do need to go add that new template in here. So I'm going to come up here and add it. Scroll down until I find countdown left image. So this is the one I want. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And this is what the default looks like. So we're going to go ahead and edit the design and the content so that everything matches how we want it to. So for this example, this is the first step of this pop-up. I'm going to go ahead and start by changing out the images here. So for the desktop image, for this example, we're going to be running a summer sale. It'll be a 20% off site-wide sale, just for context on that. So what you would want to do is come in and upload an image. You can go to your library, upload images here. But for the purpose of this, I'm just going to use our free Unsplash service that we have here. So I've searched for summer, and I'm just going to choose an image here. Because it was a vertical placement, I'm going to go ahead and choose this vertical picture here. Perfect, so we have it just like that. And then I also am going to go ahead and add it for the tablet and the mobile as well, just so it's there. So on the tablet, you can see it's a horizontal image. So I'm going to come in and choose something horizontal. So let's just use this one. And then for the mobile, I don't think there's one on mobile for this one. Yeah, so it's just the logo. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the logo as well. So for this example, I'm going to use the Ampry logo, but you'll want to use your logo for that. We can go into the settings here and adjust how big all these different images are. So for the logo, I usually like them pretty small, so that looks like a good size to me. I'm going to go back to the tablet here and fix this image because you can't really see it, so I'm going to change the object position. Let's see. I'm going to make the pixel bigger here. Oh, that was way too big. Maybe I'll try 250. There we go. So I like how that looks. Has everything in frame that I kind of want it to. So that looks good. And then I'm going to go back to desktop and make this, adjust this just a little bit as well. See if I can make this just a little smaller. Okay, so that's fitting better in the frame here. Perfect. So I like how that image looks. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. And I'm going to go ahead and update the headline. So, summer sale going on now. Then I'm just going to have this say 20% off. 20% off your order. Perfect. And then I do want to change the countdown to end on a date. So let's say, for example, our sale is ending on Saturday, so it's only going for the next 3 days. I'm going to update the time so that it ends at midnight that day. And then when I'm looking at this, I'm in Mountain Standard Time, so that is -6 from the GMT, so I'm going to go ahead and update that there. And then the submit button number 1, I'm going to have it say get 20% off. And then button 2, I'm going to have it say no thanks. So for button 2, the destination URL, I'm just going to have it be a close. That way it'll just close the pop-up. The description, I'm not going to have a description on this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. And on the first button submission, we have a couple different options that we can do for this. We can either just have it close, we can have it link to a different link, we can send it to a confirmation page, or we can send it to the next step. So for this example, I'm going to use the next step option. And I like all my text on this page, so I'm going to go ahead and edit the actual design of it. So if I go into headline, we like to use the font Poppins for our brand, so we're going to go ahead and leave that there. I do want to make it just a little bit bigger so we can see it better. The subheadline, also want Poppins. I'm going to make that just a teeny bit smaller. And I'm also going to move the margin spacing down just a little bit, because I feel like it was pretty far apart. And then the title, I'm going to make the same changes. Poppins, I'm going to make it so it's not so far away. There we go. And then the countdown I also want to change, so I want to make this more of that Ampry blue color. Normally I would go in and enter the hex code in here, but for this I'm just going to go ahead and take a guess on that, get it pretty close to what I like. I'm also going to make sure I change the label color so it's the same here. There we go, so it changed it there. And then I'm going to change the font family so that it matches what we want. And that looks, oh, I'm going to change this one as well. There we go. And then I'm going to go into my button settings, make it look how I want it to. So I'm going to use the Poppins. For the primary color, I'm going to make it the same blue, just a little bit darker for that hover color. The border color. And then for the secondary button, I actually don't want a border around it, so I'm just going to have it say transparent here. So that'll get rid of that border there. And then I want the text to be black, I want the hover to be blue, and I don't want a border color, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove that as well. So that way this button is definitely more of the attention than that one. So perfect. So I like how that looks. So we're going to go ahead and edit the second step of this pop-up. So if I go in here and go to second step, it says here, nice, you've activated the 15% off, but I'm going to go ahead and change it to the 20 and have it say, enjoy your summer with 20% off. And then if you are using a code for the sale, you would put the code text in here. So like for example, the code would just be summer 20. So it'll change it there. And then the cool thing is when a user clicks on this code, it actually copies it for them so they can go paste it into the checkout option. And then from here, button 3, I'm going to say continue shopping. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And then I do want to go edit the color on this. I don't want it the orange color. So I'm going to go to General, change it here. Oh, whoops, let me go grab that color. Perfect, so I'm going to have it change to Poppins here. So now I like how everything looks. Everything looks great. Just going to check it on mobile. So I don't like how the font like went to 2 lines here. So I'm going to see if I can make that just a little bit smaller. Perfect. And then, oh, same thing on mobile. There we go. So I'll go check it on this again. Everything looks good. First step, I'm going to make this headline just a little bit smaller so it fits on one line. Perfect. So everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and click next and then create template. And now that one is ready to go.